gonna say hello, or are you just gonna dive into it again?
No, I'm just gonna dive into it again, actually. Hi, everybody. Hopefully everybody's having a good night. Tonight we're...
Not melting.
Yeah, not melting.
Oh, fuck. The forecast here in hell is hot as fuck. So, what's up with you, kid?
I am working on importing textures right well, importing...
You've been all quiet today, and then we talked a little bit about it, but you've been all super quiet, and I'm like, uh-oh. Is she over there plotting?
I've been super quiet today.
Huh?
I've been super quiet today. Yeah.
You've been a little bit talking about what you're doing, but you seem pretty excited about something for tonight. Oh, quit being fucking boring and just spill the beans. Fuck.
What beans am I spilling?
Oh no, you were all excited about something tonight. What you all excited about?
I am excited about making these maps.
Let's find out because I figured some shit out and I'm about to take them.
Yes.
Right?
Even though I just found out that one way to do it is not the proper way to do it.
Well, that's generally how it works, right?
Yep. So that's why I'm gonna do it.
So,
We're gonna do it.
what you doing?
We are putting mountains together.
Woo! Putting mountains together. So this is the part I get to sit out. I'm just going to sit here and be quiet and let you do all the talking.
Yeah, you want me to do all the talking tonight?
I don't know, do you want to?
I like when we bounce ideas off of each other.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you know, there was that one thing we wanted to touch on tonight, right?
Right.
For your friend. Right?
Yeah. The victim mentality.
Yeah. And, you know, you should probably say thank you to all the people that have reached out to you.
Yeah, thank you everyone who's reached out to me.
I mean, it's pretty impressive that that they're messaging to say thank you for learning.
Yeah.
That fucking tickles me pink. Because isn't that what it's all about?
It is.
So, this thing about... Do you have anything else you want to say?
Not that I can think of at the moment.
We should like get with the program tonight. What you think?
I think so too.
Yeah?
I don't know.
Well, okay, let's talk about, while you're doing that, let's talk about...
Getting with the program sounds kind of boring.
Okay, but let's talk about what your friend was talking about. And how you get out of the victim mentality. And what was the advice that you gave? Because you actually gave some really good advice on that, right?
I forget exactly what I said. But it was along the lines of it. The way that you get out of it.
You can throw in what we were talking about earlier too, because that was all part and parcel to it. And you can take what I said to you and use it. I ain't gonna be mad.
Oh shoot, hey look.
Huh?
What the map looks like. See if I could import it into
See, you're skirting the subject. So why are you starting the subject? Is that something you feel uncomfortable talking about?
It is something I do feel a little uncomfortable talking about.
Okay, well, would it surprise you to know that we all have a tendency to fall victim to the victim mentality? My case in point, the neighbors and the dog.
I guess it doesn't surprise me. But at the same time, like, isn't that normal for people too?
Well, it's part of human nature, honey. You know, when things start getting hard and we don't deal with them in a productive manner, it just manifests and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger in our heads. Whereas in reality, it's probably a really small issue, but we feel slighted and we feel some kind of way about it that we don't really understand. Right?
Right.
And therefore, and when bad things, you know what, the truth of the matter is that bad things happen to everybody. It is a fact of life. You live in a world where fucked up shit happens. It happens to everybody. The difference is in how you deal with it. If you get caught up in the emotions of it and you're like, oh my god, it's the end of the world, I don't know how I'm ever going to get through this, you're always going to be like that. And you're going to, if you, as long as you hold on to that, you're not going to be able to heal.
Yeah.
And isn't that what it's all about?
Yeah, it is.
And what the other thing that we were talking about is that, you know, there are situations in life with people that make them go into what we call survival mode. And that is, you do what you need to do to survive and you don't really think about the rest of it. And a lot of victim mentality starts when you're coming out of survival mode. Because why did that happen to me? And we get caught up on what kind of person would do that, da da da, and all of this horrible shit you're thinking, but you never really try to get to the root of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how people that manipulate you get you. Is they get you so caught up in this whirlwind of emotions and confusion that you never look past all of that to what they're really doing. And I know that from firsthand experience. Oh yeah. People are real good at that one when you are a very caring person. They play on that shit like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
But we were also talking about how it's not just one of those one and done things. It's something that you work at for the rest of your life. And you have days where it doesn't quite work, and you have days where you're like, fuck yeah, I got this, right?
Right.
And that is the give and take of it all. Nothing lasts forever, including emotions.
Yeah. You're right.
And well, you know, people don't ever really take the time to understand their emotions and why they're feeling what they're feeling, and the fact that anger is actually grief being expressed in a volatile manner.
Yeah.
So, recognizing your patterns and seeing how you work helps a lot in the whole process. Like with you, we were like, okay, I caught one of your patterns starting over again. And what did we do?
We stopped it.
Well, you stopped it. I sat down and told you, hey, look, this is something you keep doing over and over again, and you know where this leads, so what are we going to do differently this time, right?
Right.
And well, the difference between things continuing to get shittier and shittier and things getting better is always dependent on what?
Me?
The choices we make. Right?
Right.
So, you know, I don't know, as a rule of thumb in my life, I always hold true to if it makes me feel bad, I don't do it. I don't like carrying around guilt or feeling guilty about shit, so if it makes me feel bad, no, it's not going to happen.
he's there. Hi, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
And he said no.
No what?
Just no.
Just no.
Yeah. He says, hello, you two. How are you doing tonight?
But okay, let me throw something into the mix here. That mentality is one of the most manipulative mentalities that there is. Can you see that?
Yeah.
For me, nothing ever goes right. I need someone to save me. How many people do you know do that on a regular?
A lot.
Okay, so that is part of the victim mentality. And part of getting out of that part of it also is save yourself, goddammit.
So he said, I'm still feeling weird in the noggin. Been lightheaded and slightly dizzy all week. Sometimes it gets better, other days it gets worse.
Well, that not any good.
That really isn't good.
It's not.
Are you gonna be okay?
So you're like off and on right now. Yeah, I feel like I'm talking to a wall.
Is it really like talking to a wall?
Yes, because you're like, and I'm like, not what I was looking for, but okay,
Well,
I love you.
I love you. Hmm.
So talk to me because you know a lot more about this than you let on to.
You're right, I do. It's just with the whole victim mentality thing, like, I know how it is to be stuck in that spot, you know?
It's pretty easy, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, so what are you actively doing to get out of that mentality?
Staying busy, finding things that make me happy. We're actually writing a game to help me out.
Okay. So having outlets is very important, right? To have to deal with
Extremely.
those emotions.
They're extremely important.
And what else? Okay, let me ask you a specific question instead of putting you on the spot like that. My question is, do you feel like you're progressing in learning how to deal with this?
Yes, I do.
And how have you seen how things in your life change while you've been progressing?
They seem to be getting a lot better, if you know what I mean.
Okay, in what aspect? I mean, like, shit's always hard. That's something, that's just a fact of life, okay? But it's getting better in what aspect, honey? Did I not word that in a way that you understood what I was saying?
Outlets and coping mechanisms. Yep, outlets and coping mechanisms,
Yes.
like Josh said. But I'm also learning new things to help.
Okay. Are you catching yourself in that mentality and pulling yourself out of it?
For the most part.
Do you stop and think more consciously about your choices these days?
Yes, I do.
Do you think about repercussions and possible outcomes and how it's going to end up and make you feel?
Sometimes.
Okay. Well, I would say most likely that's a really good starting point, right?
Right.
And it doesn't happen overnight. It is a lifelong struggle. You have to reprogram yourself to see things a different way.
Well, the other thing too that I've been having a hard time with is I'm still struggling with staying here, not staying here.
Well, and that's something you're going to struggle with your whole life. But what is it I keep telling you?
Don't get stuck there.
The key to it is wanting to be here more than you want to be there, which means making good choices, which means enjoying your life. When people look at everything as a burden, life is a burden, isn't it?
Right.
When you look at things as a gift or see the beauty in things that people just pass by every day, you learn to see life as a gift. You know, that is the biggest problem in the world today is that life has no value anymore, even though it is the most precious thing on this planet. And think about it, we write stories about this shit. How many demon stories and fucking all of that is there about these beings wanting to be alive?
Josh said everything is a burden. Life is terrible, but cigarettes and tea make it worthwhile.
Well, see, there you go. You got your happy. And that's what it's about. I bet you didn't think I'd agree with you on that, huh? But life is terrible. It's all in how you deal with it and what you focus on. If you always focus on how horrible it is, that's all you're ever going to see.
Yeah.
But
So
I'll be one of the first ones to admit willingly, really openly that people suck. People really fucking suck. Distracted. Whoa. I'm gonna get on that airplane and we're gonna go to the Bermuda Triangle and disappear and you're never gonna see me again, but I love you.
I'm doing something, I'm sorry.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
Sorry, I'm trying to see how to make another. Oh, that's how you do it.
Would you like to join the conversation?
I'm a dork. You know what I did wrong, and you're gonna laugh hysterically. Life's a bitch, but it's also what we make out of it. Yeah, that's true. So you wanna hear where I fucked up? I'm gonna say I fucked up because that was great. I feel kind of. Hooray! That's what the new button's for.
Alrighty then.
You're not laughing.
I'm laughing on the inside, honey.
Oh, Mom, that was just great.
So anyhow,
Yes, anyhow.
do you want to join our conversation or do I need to keep talking to myself?
So, can you reword what you said? Please and thank you.
Well, okay. Since we're kind of doing a health thing here, what are some of the tools you use?
Lately I've been using what I want to do for my career as an outlet. And I'm learning new, oh gosh, don't argue with the circle of death.
Well, you know something I've noticed
What?
that you started doing? You started analyzing TV shows and the mentalities of the people and the things that you don't like about how these people are portrayed.
Exactly.
And recognizing it in other people means that you recognize it in yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, like seriously, we're seriously sitting here picking apart and psychoanalyzing fucking Rick from Walking Dead and some other characters from The Walking Dead. And what was the one thing that we deduced from The Walking Dead that's very, very true in life?
Every decision.
Every choice you make affects you in ways that you'll never remember, right?
Right.
And it's not always easy making the right choice.
You're right.
Well, and then why is that? This goes to sociology, and this is exactly why the government doesn't work the way that it stands. You know why?
Why?
Because your perfect America and my perfect America and everybody else's perfect America do not match. So everybody's idea of the perfect place is different, so how do you create the perfect place?
The buffering circle must be stopped. He is so mad at the buffering circle.
Yes. I've been having rounds with the buffering circle the past couple of days.
Buffering circle. Well, and the decisions too that they make also affect what happens later on in the show.
Okay, well, total spoiler alert. You guys can turn it off if you haven't watched Walking Dead or what have you.
Fear the Walking
seen.
Dead.
Well, no, this is like Walking Dead, but I haven't seen the newest season, whatever. But Rick makes a bunch of really, really bad choices. And why is that?
Because he's not a leader?
Well, okay, to a point, yes, but not necessarily. I mean, you would figure as a sheriff he would be a born natural leader, right?
Right.
Okay, well, that's probably not always the case. And we tend to put a lot of faith in people in bunny ear quotations, fucking people in power, right?
Yeah.
So that's why Rick was held in such high regard. But okay, he could have just said, all right, let me gather my people up, let's get the fuck up out of this bitch, and Herschel would have never died, right?
No.
But it was all or nothing.
The Walking Dead is a terrible show. I like Fear the Walking Dead.
Well, we are all entitled to our opinions, and I got suckered in, even though I do think it should have ended right after Carl died. But then again, I follow the director, and he's pretty cool. So I support what I love. Right?
Support what you love.
But okay, a lot of his decisions were pushed by what?
Other people.
So if you're going to psychologically evaluate this, you got to look at the sociology of it, and that is the fact that you have people in his ear. Everybody wants something differently, and he's got to make a decision that's not going to get him and everybody else killed. But
it's like my argument when it comes to normal. There is no such thing as normal. It was built by society to keep people like what others believe. It's just a construct to keep everyone in line and thinking the same way. But we learned that normal is different from person to person, but no one actually thinks about the border normal spectrum.
exactly. I will agree with you 100% on that, Josh. I've never been what they call normal, but I've seen what so-called normal is, and you couldn't pay me enough to be normal. I mean, honestly, if you look at it, what is the norm today? What is literally the norm today? You work a job you hate all week to support a family that you never get to see, and chances you resent because of that. And you get drunk on the weekends to forget it all, just to do it all over again. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
And we wonder why the world is so fucking hateful. But we have been bred to do this. We have been conditioned to do this. This is the American dream. You know, go into debt, 2.5 kids, a dog, a house, a white picket fence. It doesn't exist. It never really existed. That is the capitalistic dream, not the American dream.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I retire, I'm buying my own fucking island. I make the rules here. Get the fuck off my island.
Are you serious?
Hell yeah, I've actually been looking into some. You can actually get an island in Alaska really cheap, and there was this thing that if you can get a geothermal pocket underneath it, you could actually build a self-sustaining biodome that was completely natural other than the glass and whatnot. And it would withstand the cold, and you'd never have to leave your biodome.
That would be really
It was really fucking cool. It's got like running water, and you can grow shit in there, and well, like you still have to. Where is it? Where is it? I gotta Google this shit. I think it's somewhere in the Netherlands, but there's like this huge thing on these people that did it, and it's absolutely amazing. Hang on. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called. God damn it. Um,
Big normal is garbage. Thinking normal keeps you in the box. We have to think outside the box. Yeah. What are we doing?
okay. Okay. Just what I was talking about, it's in the Netherlands, and the Netherlands is really, really cold most of the time, and they have a very short growing season. And they actually have, and the house was built on the premise of the greenhouses out there, because the greenhouses are heated during the winter with geothermal energy.
Yeah.
And these people took that premise and they made a completely self-sustaining house. It collects water, it filters water, it creates its own electricity. You've got like this huge thing where you can grow food and grow fish, and I mean it's absolutely amazing. But that's something that's like really big in the Netherlands because of exactly how cold it is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You know, yeah, I gotta exit out of this again and go fix my maps.
But yes. So if I moved to Alaska, you can come with me. Find your border.
You're playing me a polar bear, huh?
Yeah.
Does that mean I get to box it?
No.
Yeah,
No, actually, you can actually buy a really big island in Alaska for really fucking cheap. But the problem is that you can't really get supplies. So how do you do that?
Good point.
But there's also some really supposedly super haunted ones that nobody wants to buy. I'd be down to own a haunted island.
You'd be down to own a haunted island.
Hell yeah. Just imagine how fun the nights would be.
Are you feeling okay?
I'm fine. Yeah. I think that would be awesome. That or it's like moving to El Salvador.
That is like moving to El Salvador, huh?
Yes. There's a specific reason for El Salvador.
Why do you say that?
Because they're the ones that own the Galapagos Islands, and if you're a resident there, you can go out to the islands whenever you want. Ha 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 ha. I'm gonna go make hats for all the iguanas and give them all silly names.
It's like the movie Biodome with Pauly Shore.
Yes. Yes. I believe they've got a couple of them going up in Antarctica right now, too. I know they've got a couple biodomes. I don't know if they're geothermal, though. And they're doing some crazy shit up there. They better watch out. They might be summon Cthulhu digging this shit up.
Are you serious?
Oh, honey. If there was a fictional character. No, they're finding a bunch of dinosaurs that they never knew existed in Antarctica right now. And well, that's to be expected, right?
Right.
Because it's some places pretty much been untouched by man. So yeah, they're gonna fill in a few more blanks in history.
What they are, okay.
So I just think it's cool. I mean, they're finding all sorts of cool shit up there. One of the oh god, what's it called? I think it's only one. And Sea Legacy
Yeah, Sea Legacy, yeah.
are they're actively trying to save Antarctica because I guess there's a lot of oil up there.
I love Biodome. So stupid but so funny.
Yes. But everybody hates Brendan Fraser these days. Was that Brendan Fraser? I know it was Pauly Shore. Wasn't Brendan Fraser in that one too? I forget. Or maybe that was Encino Man and they were in a biodome. I don't know.
Hey, Mom.
Nice.
You like the satellite map?
Yeah.
Want to see something really crazy about it?
Cool.
That's with touchscreen. Without touchscreen.
Nice. So you wouldn't want to go with that in the middle of nowhere in a biodome?
I would. Let's see if this does it. We'd have to take a couple people with us.
Yeah.
Well, my two favorite tubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I don't want no boys allowed.
Then I'm gonna call it the Virgin Islands and
No boys allowed.
I'll come visit.
Except for that won't work because my dog and my cat are both boys.
Oh, I guess you're leaving them with me.
No. Although I highly doubt myself will still be with me by that time. The cat's old.
I don't want to think about it.
Oh, honey. He might still have a good, what, 5-7 years left in him?
Longer than that.
No, they tend to live if they've been treated good and whatnot into their 20s. But by then.
That was one of the Baldwins, Stephen Baldwin, or Stephen Baldwin, not Stephen, sorry. I don't know why that was Stephen, I was going to put a T in there.
Okay. So I never really got into those movies.
Oh, darn. 35 years. Okay. There you go. That's 3D.
So, what you feeling?
I'm playing with my 3D mapper.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite proud of it.
You didn't born and it made me do all company. I got nothing to say. I said my piece. That's all I was contracted to say to them.
That's all you were contracted to say tonight.
Yeah.
You're also contracted to work tonight, too. On something epic. Ha, 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 ha. I'm just doing my job, Mom.
You're really goofy. So,
So.
you've been bored. What are you doing? What are you doing over there?
I'm having fun playing with mummies.
Yeah? Why don't you talk about it? You've been bored.
Let me be boring. I'm kidding. Don't let me be boring.
I don't think you want the kind of fans that just want to sit there and listen to breathe, okay?
Set. Down. Enough. For you.
It's emotional and it's getting like it's always a feeling. So anyhow, what's the next movie in your film class?
The Graduate.
Graduate?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that one. What's it about?
The guy that has an affair with this woman.
Oh, nice.
While in college.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And that's all it's about?
Yeah.
Nothing exciting or anything?
Not really.
Not really, huh? Somebody dies. You got like murder her husband.
No, nobody dies.
Okay, so what part of it are you supposed to be watching?
The images.
The images of the cinematography.
The cinematography.
Okay, what are you supposed to be looking for in the cinematography?
Like how they create the imaging.
Great imagery.
Create the imaging, yeah.
Who's the director on that?
Um, hold on. I'm gonna Google it.
Okay. Oh, my friend told me now.
Mike Nichols.
What year?
$1967.
So, that seems like
Right?
how you feel about watching older movies?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom went right there. You know, I've decided at some point this year, I'm gonna watch Nosferatu.
You gonna watch what?
Nosferatu?
Yeah?
Yeah. I find it kind of ridiculous. I've never seen it, but I've never really wanted to.
Yes. Oh man, I'm making beautiful maps.
See, now, I wonder why they don't have you study any of the films from the silent eras.
I don't know.
If it's like one of the greatest studies in all of cinematography is fucking Rudolph Valentino.
Ooh, hype map. Wah, ha, ha, ha.
And Charlie Chaplin was like a god. He was fucking amazing.
You know, I've seen this one. This one's good. I like them for other one. What did I see? What?
Oh, nothing. You got me thinking about all this old school shit. And like Abbott and Costello and the Mummy. I know you saw that one.
Yes, I did. Oh, it's not in this one.
So what do you think you've taken away the most from this class so far?
I think that I've actually gained a better understanding of how to analyze movies and shows for what I'm trying to do.
Yeah?
Yeah. This one's kind of small, but it has a lot more detail. Look at that. And look at that, Mom. More detail.
Nice.
So the closer you get, the better, and you gotta use the satellite one in order to get the detail you want.
Insane.
Damn, I figured out the secret, now it's just piecing everything together. That's gonna be a pain in the butt.
No, it's totally fine. So do you want to tell what everybody what this game is really for?
It's a game to educate people on mental health.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Why are we starting on it now instead of after you graduate?
Because this is gonna be my final project for school.
There you go. How you feeling about that?
I have a year. It's quite terrifying, if you ask me.
Yeah, but you already got a head start on
I also got awesome people to encourage me.
it. Well, we tried.
I'm gonna try and you guys do. It helps having that encouragement and people being like, yeah, do it, do it.
So you're not like mad because I sound like music all the time. Do it, do it, do it, do it.
How
Do
can,
it. What's the worst that can happen? Do
how
it.
can I be mad about you doing stuff like that?
And see, what you don't seem to understand is that you're in a very unique place being able to create things like this. Yeah, and we were talking about the whole supply and demand thing and how these days it's actually backwards. If you create something people like, you create a demand for it, and therefore you have to supply it, right?
Right.
It's not to where, oh, people need this, so they're going to buy it. You have to do it yourself now. Put value into it.
Yeah. Can I take a moment and go grab a soda?
Yeah.
I just realized I need something to drink. Do you want me to mute
Grab
it?
two of them.
You want me to mute it?
Huh?
You want me to mute it?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. You know what I was actually thinking?
What?
The importance of drinking water. Keeps you hydrated, makes you feel good.
Especially when you live in the third ring of hell.
Believe me, it ain't no fun. There's 4. What I was looking for. You know, these look spooky every time I look at them.
Right?
They make me think of the ink blot tests.
Rorschach test.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy.
Nice.
Like, do you see the snake over here?
Yes.
That you're looking at again? Like, there's the head, there's the body, and it branches off, and it looks almost like a dragon lizard thing.
That's very cool. That is very cool. So that's really a mountain range though, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Which makes it even cooler in your eyes.
See, take a look.
Nice.
You have that, which turns into that.
Very cool.
It's cool. I can move mountains, guys. Question is, though, where's the start? Kind of my focus point. Escape. Hate that.
So you having fun there?
I am. I like my new program.
Good.
Like, look at this.
What an awful one. Gonna make this a hell of a lot easier on
Yeah, it did.
you. Okay, so do you consider using the prefab stuff cheating?
No. If it helps you, which that's what game designers mainly prefer, is finding easier ways to do their work. And how I see it is it's not cheating per se, it's something to help you utilize your max potential. If it was cheating, I would have known something by now about it, you know?
So is that how they, well, I'm assuming that's how they do a lot of the environment.
It is.
Is they have special programs to do it.
Exactly.
Like even in photography, there's special programs to do special things.
Well, it's the beauty of it all, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But it's also awesome that you can do it from scratch if you wanted to.
Well, what I'm doing is piecing together the mountain range how I see fit.
Yes, it is.
So I'm taking certain areas from different parts of the mountain range and mixing them. That's how you get a map in a way with not having.
That mountains. What can you do?
Well, you
Do you
got.
ever want to play God and move mountains? Well, no, you can.
It's the brand new terrain map.
That's cute.
You map your mountains for you.
I honestly think it's cool for it.
Well, thank you.
It's interesting learning how things get done. I tell you what, the worst thing for me was learning how movies were made. Because that took a lot of the magic out of the movies for me.
I could just imagine. I don't know what I'd do without the movie magic.
Um, it just kind of changed my thinking from,
Yeah.
oh my god, that's really fucking cool, I want did that really happen kind of shit, to, oh my god, that's really fucking cool, how did they do it?
Can I steal my blue mouse?
What?
Can I steal my blue mouse?
Yes, we already.
That'll make my life a little bit easier.
No, you're good. I'm taking a little bit from that anniversary, sorry.
I'll repair the mouse.
It's more work to do than I'm calling it. You know, and that's, I just think it's cool.
I can move mountains with my mind.
I would still love to, take Tom's Ability Special Effects class.
Yeah.
But I just don't see where I'd use it all that much to justify doing it.
We'll figure it out.
I also wanted to take Great Craftsman's class. That didn't work out so good now, did it? Don't want to move on. No? Okay, damn it.
Planet Girl. Give it a minute. I'm gonna go to the actual Unreal Engine 5 instead and see if I can do it because Unreal Engine 4 keeps freezing on me.
I have yet another update from Windows. I'm terrified.
Oh. You got no update. Should I feel special?
I don't know. They've given me like 5 in 24 hours and I'm like kind of scared.
I'll give it a minute. There we go, it's launching it finally. Did you know if you gently scratch the dog's belly, he kicks his foot?
Yeah. Everyone is feeling good, likes the pads in his feet, right?
I love the dog.
Maybe that's really cool.
So, would you want to live to 150 years?
You thought we already talked about this.
We did. But, I'm throwing in a curveball here. If you could keep your same career, would you still want to live to 150?
I can keep my same career.
Yeah.
You mean assuming that they don't replace me with a robot?
Yeah.
You already know the answer to that. I'm gonna be doing what I do till the day I die. Or I go completely blind, and even then, who knows? We've been at the stage of like get something. Right?
Right. goodness, you're funny.
I don't know, yeah, I couldn't imagine doing anything else anyway. I mean, in all honesty, yeah.
If I were better at game designing, yeah.
So, same question to you. Even though you haven't really even dipped your toes in the.
If I was better at what I'm doing, yeah, I would want to live that long.
Yeah, but think about it, over 100 years, you better get good at it. That's a lot of fucking practice. Right?
That's all it takes is a lot of practice.
I don't know. They've made some pretty amazing advances in cameras these days. Eventually, it'll probably just be some kind of contact you put in and. I'm still upset about contacts.
Are you still upset about contacts?
Yes, I'm still upset about contacts. I've seen the pictures from the new camera. And yes, they're nice, but it doesn't escape the fact that it is not a full frame camera, and it's more expensive than the one I just got, which is a full frame camera and totally badass.
Yeah.
And there's no real plans to ever go mirrorless, which is the new trend in cameras these days.
Well, wouldn't that make shooting concerts more difficult?
Well, from what I understand about the issues they're having with mirrorless cameras right now is that they're just not fast enough. The camera I have now is a lot slower than my older camera, but the quality of the pictures is better, so it's a trade-off. But my understanding with a lot of them is they don't do real well in low light situations and having to be able to push your shutters. But that could have changed. I don't know.
You're right, you don't know.
You know, I haven't looked at anything but Pentax in years.
Yeah.
What I have every time I got a new camera, I weighed the options with the Canon model that was similar to it and the Nikon model that was similar to it, and the Pentax specs always were better for what I do.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad.
It's kind of sad, huh?
Mm-hmm. I've been shooting Pentax for 10 years.
10 years, huh?
I don't know. Do you get frustrated they keep changing up your programs?
Yeah, I do. But I also get why they keep doing that. Like next I learn ZBrush.
Yeah.
They look an easier mountain to climb. Yep.
Nice.
You always run your level, you know why?
Because when you find any glitches?
That and it'll help you map out, like, if I want to put a river.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is go in and change the height map. Add more black. It's always a good thing to run your level because sometimes you also never know what you're gonna run into.
Yeah.
Like I said, glitches.
Definitely glitches.
Right. Is your dog okay? He just seems kind of lame. It is about that time, huh? You know these mannequins? Or stuff on the draw. The mannequins?
Yeah.
Yeah. It helps you understand how tall your character has to be and what you're going to do for animations. Where you learn the mannequin. It's not really high. And I'm thinking smooth all of this out. So that way it's easier to climb.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll show you something really cool here in a second when I get closer to the top. Actually, I'm just about there. Then I have to turn around. You come so far from where you came. But it's always a good idea to run it too, so that way you know, like, I gotta smooth this out. So it's easier to run up. Anyway, we'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. We're back. So, anyhow, what are you up to over there, Mom?
Nothing.
Nothing,
Nothing. Taking a break, trying to keep frustrated. Chill out.
You chill out.
Yeah, sure. Sure, good.
Dang.
Yeah.
Creating maps. Moving mountains. The usual.
Some stuff I do earlier. Didn't look that. Oh, what the fuck is that?
What?
You hear that?
Okay. What's wrong? Was that a June bug?
Oh God, please don't say that was a June bug.
Why?
Oh, I hate them fucking things. They creep me out. And they like to dive into your hair.
Oh no, they get real fucking scared. Like these June bugs. Don't be scared, Mom.
Yeah, those things are wrong. I'd rather fuck the spiders than them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was about the first time I ever encountered a June bug.
You were around for my first time.
How did this sweet the Jesus out of me? We were standing on the back porch. And I'm like, full right on a cowboy, staring up at the sky, and next thing I know, this thing dive bombs me, hits me in my forehead, and then decides to get tangled in my hair. My light blew up.
Which light?
That light for the cactuses.
That's a no bueno.
This is serious. Figure it out.
Do, we'll figure it out. Ooh, thank you, God, too much.
It was just the basic design. So I don't know, what about you? You like green bugs? Green bugs.
No, I don't like green bugs.
See, even the dog knows we don't like them, so he squashes them. And then they become birdie food. That was one of the things I liked about women. She used to love to squash them and things. It was like a sport to her.
Or was it really?
Oh yeah. She'd smash every single one. She wouldn't come in. She'd stay out there for hours just smashing them. And then the next morning all the carcasses would be gone because the birds would come and eat them.
Wow.
Yeah. Elbert plays with them. I don't know if the snakes eat them though. They seem like they got a pretty hard shell with snakes, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's how you know it's really spring out here.
Green bugs.
Yep, and those. It's better than like New Hampshire. New Hampshire gets these things called black flies and they fucking bite you.
Do they know?
Yeah, and they'll make you bleed. I just want to be where there's fireflies. There used to be fireflies in Colorado, but
What happened to all of them?
I don't know. Maybe all of us kids captured them all. Oh, I remember catching them in the backyard. And they were all over the place in Illinois. I was cool going out to the fields and chasing the fireflies.
It sounds like it.
And I was that mad because I put them in jars and they'd be dead the next morning. And I wanted to keep them because they reminded me of berries.
That sounds interesting.
Well, have you ever actually seen one?
No, I haven't.
It's a little bug whose butt glows. Yeah, some of the kids I used to know would take them and squish them because the juice in their butt would glow in the dark.
Yeah.
I always thought that was kind of cool and unnecessary. But then again, I wasn't much better putting them in jars to die.
You didn't know any better.
No, I didn't.
You can't be mad at yourself for it, you know?
No, I was a kid. It was science. Why does it glow? How can I make things glow? Can they produce enough light to read by? No. Unequivocally, no, they cannot. You'd have to pack that jar come full of them.
That sounds no fun.
Well, you could, but then what would happen to all of them? You know, it's sad because there's another silent extinction going on that nobody realizes.
And it is.
The monarch butterflies. They have estimated that they will probably all be gone within 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Towards the end of summer with the migration though around here, you couldn't tell. Because there are just wall to wall monarchs everywhere out here. But a lot of it is due to habitat and their route to migrate, because they do migrate. There's lots of fucked up factors.
Yeah.
But it's like the wetlands been suddenly burden off. There's not a whole lot of those left because people kill them because they like to eat tomatoes. Tomato plants.
Yeah. You know, I try to save them, right?
Well, we attract them in the yard because they love luxury. That's like their favorite money. And we see an unusually large amount of them in the garden, but I also have an unusually large amount of larkspur in the garden. It just kind of took over and I liked it.
What you been?
Well, we got some really cool colors of larkspur out of it, didn't we? With all the intermixing of the colors.
What you did?
And I personally really like the white or the pink ones with the white centers. Those are really pretty. I believe I had some more pink ones out there too. Lots of purple. Ooh, and the white ones with the purple stripes.
Yeah.
There's a green one out there too. It's green with like gold stripes. It's really awesome. But my wallflower did die. He's like better than dead. And that was my pretty red and yellow one.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. It happens. I had a rough couple of summers where it was just overly hot. Here, come and give me some of those.
Goodness, I really hope it wasn't a June bug. That'd be fucking scary.
Oh no, what's scary is over trying to catch it in here.
That sounds absolutely terrifying.
It is. Although it was worse when we used a puppy. Because he could get more places.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some bizarro bugs out here, but we got some cool bugs too.
I do agree. I definitely do agree. Not all bugs are created equal.
Well, some are just creepy. But like, okay, I know you're not real fond of them, but I love my praying mantis.
You know what? I'm okay with them. They still give me the heebie-jeebies, but I'm okay with them. They're okay by me. Okay?
They can be kind of scary, but they're very beneficial to the garden, especially for pests and stuff. And because they camouflage, they are better equipped to stay away from you and cats. And as soon as they appeared right after the snakes moved to the backyard.
Try to get off her hands.
That's
Mm-hmm. Poor dog. Oh. Yeah, I am thinking a little too hard. I'm like, let's do the math over here. Gotta go down in intervals. Forest, lining up the environment with the person.
So does having more of the story help you in creating that?
Yeah, it does.
Good. I'm very glad to hear it.
It also reminds me that it's the Skinwalker's domain.
Reminds you what?
It's the Skinwalker's domain.
Yes, ma'am.
Gopher.
Ilford. Becca, hey!
Settle down, honey. Okay. Nope, I hit the wrong thing. Okay. Alright, we're back, everybody. We're going to go ahead and end stream here tonight. Thank you guys for coming out and